Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we are looking at the lovely trio punches again, the autumn leaves. Absolutely love these. I'm going to be using them again. And today we're combining it with another new set, which is Life is Beautiful. Lovely tree images. Go for all seasons. So you've got your, your autumn leaves or your spring leaves. You've got winter little snowflakes. You've got these lovely sort of spring blossomy colours. Little bird. Life is beautiful. Hello and thinking of you. Oh, just absolutely love it. So I thought we used the oak leaf the other day. So I think this time we're going to use the maple leaf, and we're going to build a rather beautiful card. So I need to get a large block for this one. I haven't stamped it yet, so I'm just looking to see. Let me get my blocks and see roughly. I think I might have to go for, oh, hold on, a bit sticky because they're new. Okay, so let's take that out and just do it might have to go on the largest block. I'm hoping it'll go on the one. Oh no, it won't. It'll have to go on the biggest of the biggest one. I don't think we can get it on a smaller one. No, we can't. So it's going to have to go on the largest block that we have, because it's a really big tree, which is fantastic. But let me just heave this block out. I have a lovely case for them all to go in, which you can get. And this is a really big one. So, am I going to do it on a large one? No, actually, I'm going to do it on, because these are quite difficult to hold to get them absolutely perfect. So I'm going to do it on the Stamparatus. So let me just get my Stamparatus out, and then that will be a nice one to go on there. Right, we'll get there in a minute, bear with me. Okay, so Stamparatus out, don't need that one in at the moment, just need that. Okay, so put that in my case. Again, we have a lovely case for the Stamparatus, so if you want keeps it all nice and neat and tidy, and you can get all of those over in my store. So have a little look across there if you haven't got it and you want it. It's a great positioning tool. I don't use it often enough, actually. I do it for, wreaths and bits and pieces and stuff like that, but I don't use it as often as I might. Right, now I need to get a piece of cardstock, so I've got that ready. And let me have a look and see. This is a very big tree, so and I don't want it too far up, because we're going to use the leaves to cover it. So I'm going to bring it just sort of down and off a bit, and it probably needs to go about there. I think will work perfectly. Right, let's put the, I might put that up at the top actually, because that'll hold it better. Whoops. Oh, that's coming down. Maybe I've got a magnet underneath. We'll put it down on there, and hopefully that will then pick it up nicely. So it does come off. It, as I say, it's a really large stamp, so we'll just have to see. And I'm going to use Cinnamon Cider, because that's got a really nice sort of almost like a coppery tone, and we've got some lovely copper trim, so I might use some of that. So let's stamp this up. With a bit of luck it will stamp off once. We'll just have to see. So let's put this in on here and give it a good press. With a bit of luck it should be fine, but I can always give it a second one if not. So let's have a little look and see. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, don't need to do another one, I don't think. No, that'll be absolutely fine. Okay, so I will put that back later on, and I'm just going to move that out of the way so that it's not sitting where we don't want it. Okay, right, so we now have our beautiful tree done, and I might do the sentiment "Life is beautiful." I'm not sure yet. So we're going to use the some of these little leaves that I've got from the maple, which was in the papers. I was showing you the papers the other day. So these are the new papers, and you've got some sheets that they're copper foiled, well, all sorts of different foiling, copper and gold and light gold, and you can punch out the leaves. So I've punched out a few of those, and we're going to, so I'm just going to put these across. Most of these are okay, so I don't need it actually on everything apart from sort of the stem. So we can put that over like that. And then we've got some of the lovely gold and copper foiled, brushed copper, or there we are. Brushed papers and stuff. As I say, they're all going to be available in the new mini catalogue. I'm just having a play, but you can see how the cinnamon cider works perfectly. So let's get the little punch, because this one we're going to do so that it is fairly straightforward and simple with not too much stamping and things. So we'll just take one of those. I'm just going to sort of build it up so we can have sort of one there. Let's do 3, I think, or maybe 2 of each one. Let's see, because I don't want to overfill the space, but I want it just enough so that it looks pretty. So if we have 2 of those, we've got the light one. These come in 12 by 12 sheets, but I cut them down so that they are easy to use and I don't waste any of the any of the paper at all. So that's the, what have we got? That's that one, that's that one. There's one other, which is this one, which is gold. So I can just take a couple out of there. So that's one. I try and put my finger over the top so it doesn't fly out. That's another one. Okay, that might be enough, I think. So let's okay, let's put these down now. The last one I did all up with dimensionals. This one I can do combination of both. Now I want these ones to go over the top, and we'll have the other gold ones going down at the bottom, so that we've got different sort of colour tones coming in. So I can put them all on with dimensionals, or I can just glue them. I'm going to glue these ones, I think, to just see for a different look. As I say, you can build things up as you want, so we can do some of them with glue, and we can do some of them maybe with dimensionals. As I say, I used the dimensionals last time, but so we'll have literally them just sort of coming down at different angles. So that's one of that colour, and I think you can probably build them up as much as you want, but I just love these leaves. They are just beautiful. Let's put that one up there. And this brushed copper is lovely because it's not too, you know, you can get some golds that are a bit brassy looking, and I know that we've got copper in here, but you know what I mean. They're just a bit overly shiny, and they just don't work as you'd want them to. This is just beautiful, and because it's brushed, it has that sort of little look on it. So I can't see what colours I'm doing next to each other, so I'm just going to be a little bit cautious with some of these so I don't have them sort of all over the place. So should we have another one sort of up, maybe sort of up there will work. Let's try that. Okay, so we've got those. Then we've got these ones. Now what I might do is to put these over the top with the dimensionals. Now I'm going to glue the lot just for a change, because again, postage, sometimes if you put too much in your postage, it ends up costing an awful lot. So we'll have this one sort of coming down just over the top like that. I've got this one in on there. That's better. This one in on here. Don't want them overlapping too much because I love just the look of that. Whoops. The look of those. Might need to do just a couple more in the middle, but we'll see. One out in that direction, like that. Let's have this one up or down in, probably just down in the middle like that. Right, that one needs to come up a bit, doesn't it? We'll put this one up in here, I think. So that just comes over the top like that. And I do need to do just a few more in the middle. So let's do, I quite like that coppery, where is it? This coppery one I think is lovely. So let's do a few more of those. Oops. And put that one in on there like that. And then we'll have a paley one in the middle, I think will work. Just in there to cover it up. As I say, you can do as many as you want. I just thought it would be quite nice to do a coppery sort of tree. Yeah, that's better. That's filled it in a bit more. Okay, so we've got this one, and this one. And as I say, dimensionals, glue. I'm just trying to show you different ideas that you don't have to put them up with dimensionals if you don't want to. You can do them with glue. That's that one in there. But they are just such beautiful leaves. They really are. They're just the perfect size, and yeah, I absolutely love them. But then I'm a leaf and nature and trees sort of person. I must admit, I really enjoy doing cards where you've got, you know, leaves and things like that on. Okay, so that gives us the tree covered in the maple leaves on there. And we can then put, let's have I've got a piece of the cinnamon cider to go in on the bottom. And then I would probably let's put Life is Beautiful. So we'll stamp that out on a scrap piece, and we can put that down at the bottom. Oh, I've got the copper. Knew I'd forgotten something. I've got the copper trim that we can put on there, which will look beautiful. So let's get this sentiment. Life is beautiful. And then we can put this on, will it go onto a block like that? Yes, it might do, mightn't it? I should really have a long, thin one, but that will work like that because we're only stamping it on there. I'm going to do it in the cinnamon cider because, as I say, cinnamon cider can look quite coppery, which I think's, instead of embossing, because again, if you're starting out, you don't have a lot of supplies and things, this gives you the option of getting that copper feel without let's just put it up on there. Life is beautiful. Oh, yes, I like that. I like that very much. So let's just put this back that way in its case. So that's the cinnamon cider. Then we are going to, we're going to trim this down a bit because the life is quite big. So we can get it down to about there. Whoops, get it past. And then we'll just trim it down this way. Get the same sort of gap. Okay, whoops. Not quite finished cutting that off. Okay, so life is beautiful. I've got that in on there, that in on there. It's quite a big sentiment, isn't it? Do I want to just cut it down a little bit? I want the copper ribbon to come through because I think that that will be beautiful. I do want to just cut it. I'm going to cut it down and round. So we're going to have this in the shape. Got to be careful because it's still quite a juicy stamp set. So what I don't want to do is to have too much, put my fingers on it too much and then get a nasty blobby mark. But you can cut around the shape of that life, which is rather nice. So we'll cut round here. So that comes up there, and then this piece will go down completely straight. Like that. I'll do this way exactly the same. Then we can take this one round. And just fussy cut that round there with a little bit of a border. Round on, oops, this bit. Down a little bit there. Turn it round. Where does that bit come? Round on there. Round in a little loop. I love this sort of swirly life. I think that's lovely. Hopefully I haven't got my mucky fingers on it too much. Take that in that way. Round on this bit. Oops, not catching that too much. Round on this bit, we're nearly there. Just round that little piece off there. There we go. Okay, so we now have, that's better. Life is Beautiful on there. And then I want this copper ribbon to come through, because I think that will look beautiful on there. So am I going to have it round with a bow on it? Ooh. We might do. We might have a bow and then we can put that on. Okay, so let's do this as a bow. I'm not very good at doing bows, and this is quite a stiff ribbon. It's a lovely ribbon, but it is quite stiff. So we need to put my little tip for tying ribbons is to put a little glue dot where you want it. So we'll take a little glue dot off of here, like that, and we'll put it where we want this ribbon to go. So we'll have it there, right in the middle of the tree, which means that when we then go to tie it, we've got that extra pair of hands. So I think that's probably going to be about enough. So let's just give ourselves a little bit more. It's lovely to cut, because it's as I say, it's quite a little bit of the thing on there, quite a stiff ribbon. So I'm going to take this, pin on here first, take where my knot's going to come, make sure that I've got it straight. So take my knot in, and then we need to just make sure we've got that straight. That's got a few too many twists in, hasn't it? Right, try again. Take that over there. This is where you can fast forward the video, where you're thinking, like, for goodness sake, woman, get your act together. Okay, turn that round so that it's flatter. Turn that round so that can go in on there. I don't know quite why. I've got two twists in it. I don't want twists in there at all, do I? That can go flat on there, and that can then go flat on there. Okay, so that's in on that piece. Then we should be able to tie our little bow. I say, I have arthritis in my hands, so I find bow tying particularly challenging, because my fingers don't always want to work in properly. Now, take that up. This is quite a nice ribbon. It's because it's quite stiff, it does mean that it ties reasonably well, although, as I say, I'm not the greatest bow tyer in the world. But where did that bit go? Let's put these pieces down the bottom, give that a little bit of a twizzle. Oh yes, because it's quite stiff, it does. Says me, I've got this one twizzled round. That's better. It's going to be a bit twizzly, but there we go. Okay, so we've got our bit of ribbon. I will faff about with that afterwards and get that looking absolutely beautiful, but I'm not the greatest at bow tying. And then we've got our sentiment, so I could tuck the sentiment in. I think just there will work. Okay, I'm going to play around with that a bit more, but you can see how the cinnamon cider is really coppery and works beautifully. So we've used part of this, this is from the Gilded Autumn Suite, and this is the combo ribbon, so you get this lovely copper trim, and you get the one that I was showing you the other day, which is the basket weave in mint macaron. So colours that I know that I will use all year round, which is beautiful. We've then used the Life is Beautiful, which is the lovely new stamp set. Lots of things in there. I didn't even use the little birdhouse, but just lovely. And my absolute favourite, the punches, the trio of punches. And we've used the little maple leaf one. So I hope you enjoyed it today. Thank you so much for watching me. Do look forward to seeing you again. And as always, stay safe and well and be kind. Bye-bye.